Hello, I am Ashlee Lindsay, your local real estate agent, and this is my preferred lender, John Willis with Supreme Lending. And today he's going to be telling us about the Supreme Dream Down Payment Assistance Program. Take it away, John.
All right, you got it. Thank you. Just to let you know, the Supreme Dream Down Payment Assistance Program is separate from the Chinoa, the Indian programs you probably heard in the past. Typically, those have their own outlays with 3.5% down, their FHA loans, so on and so forth. This is no different, other than I'd like to share the differences between our program and the Chinoa program. The Supreme Dream program, very simply, is an FHA program. It is a government loan. Supreme will have the second loan, which will fund at closing. To qualify for this program, you will need a minimum credit score of 620. You'll also need no income limits. There's a positive there. We go up to $500,000 in funds, so you can get 3.5% or 5% of the purchase price to go towards the down payment, any prepaids, and any additional closing costs that you might have. So you can use the full 3.5% or 5% towards your closing costs, prepaids, and the down payment. That is definitely the highlights of the program. It's very simple. Would love to get anybody qualified if you've got anybody coming down the road. But with that being said, it is a very, very good program. It is only attached to the FHA and government programs. We don't do any conventional programs with the Supreme Dream. So in a nutshell, that's really it. It's not a difficult program. It's very cut and dry. What I would say to those who are looking at the Supreme Dream is I'd like to see people at a 640. You get your first rate break, if you will, at 640 versus 620, which is the minimum. Any questions with regards to that?
Now, we always go through this kind of thing. 620, a real 620. So what is the difference between when someone looks at like Credit Karma and sees that they have a 620 versus what it really is when you start breaking down the numbers?
Kaya, you know I am very, very transparent. For those of you that use Credit Karma or you rely on Credit Karma, it's a wonderful marketing tool. It's a good litmus test of what your credit score is. I do not put a lot of faith in it. I've had more people that I've asked, okay, what is your Credit Karma score? Okay, this is what my Credit Karma score is. And then we actually do a hard pull. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They don't match. So, and more times than not, you're gonna have a credit score that's probably lower than what Credit Karma's given. I've seen higher, but most of the time it's lower. With that being said, when you're gonna move forward and you've made a decision that you wanna do a purchase or a refinance, go ahead and let the lender pull your credit score. If you don't know what it is, we can't give you good information, which is what you're looking for. If you've never had your credit score pulled, you're a first-time home buyer, multiple questions associated with first-time home buyers. I work with first-time home buyers all the time. With that being said, I tell first-time home buyers, know where you are. Start somewhere. If you don't know what your credit is, let them pull it. Here's another thing on credit. When you're having your credit pulled, a lot of folks say, it's gonna damage my credit. I've been working on my credit. Well, first of all, if you're working on your credit, you need to let your lender know, I'm still working on my credit. With that being said, they won't pull it, shouldn't pull it, until you've had your work done on your credit, if you're working with someone to improve your credit scores. With that being said, let's talk about where you are currently and you don't have a problem with that. Go ahead and let the lender pull your credit. It's not gonna damage your credit. When you're buying a home, that's a big ticket item. That's a big decision that everybody has to make, and it needs to be taken seriously. It should also be a fun time when you're out with your realtor and you're out there shopping. So I'm telling you what I need. I'll tell you what the real estate agents are gonna need as well. They're gonna need to see that you're pre-approved or you're pre-qualified. And that's part of the process, having your credit score pulled, getting a credit profile in front of the lender so they can put together multiple options. Again, and that works well with your real estate agent that you're working with, because they're looking for the same thing. They're looking for you to get qualified, and nobody wants to waste anybody's time, including yours or the real estate agents.
Yeah, that's one of the first things when clients first are like, what do I do? First thing I should do, I tell them that they need to save money, and I tell them that they need to go ahead, speak to a lender so we can find out exactly where they are, because you need to find out how much you're pre-qualified for. You need to find out what those numbers look like when we're going to get to the closing table. And the sooner we know, the sooner we can start to work towards that goal. It's okay if you're a year away. It's okay if you're 2 years away. Because, I mean, we're in it for the long haul. We're just trying to find out where you are so we see how long we have to get to where we're going. And you don't feel, don't feel overwhelmed. A lot of times people hear these numbers and they're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to be able to do this? There's lots of ways around it. Just like he just said, they've got the Supreme down payment. There's all kinds of down payment assistance programs. But how are you going to know about them if you don't get the ball rolling, people?
Right. And that's the main thing is you got to know where you are and you have a good starting point. So.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. There are going to be lots of videos with me and Mr. Willis. So you guys, we'll see you next time.
Look forward to it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.